Okay, enough of that. Hey, Keisha.
Were you doing the drums a little
I'm
bit
doing the
there?
drums. I'm doing the air guitar. I'm doing the background vocals. I'm doing it all.
She is every woman, you guys. She is every woman right now.
um, I don't want people to think that I'm not committed. I am committed.
Mhm,
I am committed. I
mhm.
just don't think I can wear this the whole time.
You can do it.
I
You
mean,
can do it.
all right, let's see. We'll see how long it lasts. I was going to just put it on for the actual weddings, and then I was going to violently remove it like AD did. Um, but
But then
yeah,
my ass came on with a damn veil on. I'm like, well, I'm wearing it the whole show. I didn't have a wedding, so here's my moment. Here, me and James even did a kiss the bride moment right there. Like,
they did.
I'm in trouble. My 4-year-old niece is like, what's that? I'm like, a veil. She's like, well, I want it.
I
It's
know
like,
she wants
well,
it bad, right?
she's pissed off. She's walking around the house like this. Kiki's a bad Kiki. She won't give it to me. I'm like, soon as I am done with it, you can have it forever. But I want it now. I'm like, okay, Veruca.
Yeah,
I
I want
want
it
it now.
now. Well, you guys, this is going to be a two-part recording. We're going to do the first part, second part. It's all on video. It's on Prime on Wednesday, which I believe is going to be March 6th. And then it's going to be
Yes.
over on the free feed, which will in fact be March 11th. Ah, my
All
daughter's
righty.
birthday. Yeah,
She's going to be 22,
1,
21.
21.
She can drink legally now.
Legally, right.
Yay.
Right. Yes. Yeah, she and her friends are gonna have a whole, fun weekend that I'm sure I'll end up
Okay.
paying for, and that's great. Yeah, live it up.
Absolutely. We always pay for the birthday fun weekend. You know what I mean?
Live it up, girls. Be
Yes.
safe, have an Uber, have an hotel, like, that's all we care about. Have fun, but, yeah, they're going up to some fun, gay bar in DC where she's gonna turn 21 at
Woohoo.
midnight and celebrate with the drag queens, and this is all her jam, and she's very excited.
Let me
Yes.
see if I could catch me a flight up there real quick.
Sounds like your jam too. Now,
That is totally my jam.
let's talk about our Love is Blind outfit. So this is, in fact, I'm trying to poof it down, but this is my wedding veil for my actual wedding
Mhm.
that was literally just like on the rack by the door. And I was like, that's fine.
Yes.
I just
Yes, it
didn't care.
was.
I was like, that's fine. It is not this big in the photos.
It's
Um,
not, but
it's grown over time.
I've said it before. I love the fact that it is grown. I like it.
It's, I don't know why it's so big. Now let's discuss your headpiece.
So I ordered a bigger veil from
Hmm.
Amazon.
Okay.
So yesterday, I get a notification saying that, when you think Amazon, I always think it's going to be UPS that drops it off or Amazon. Is that right?
Right.
It's the
Okay.
Amazon truck.
Amazon
But
truck.
it was the post office was delivering it.
Oh, okay.
And
So,
I was parked in front of the mailbox. So they couldn't deliver it.
wow.
And boy, did I throw a hissy fit yesterday about it. So then it's like, what am I going to do? So I just went to Party City and got this one.
Does it say bride to be?
It says bride to be.
Okay.
Yeah. My mom's like, what the fuck is that on your head? I'm like, number one, stop hating. Number two, I know damn well you can read. It says
Yeah.
bride to be.
Maybe
Okay.
she thinks you guys are having like a recommitment ceremony or something.
With me, she never knows. She just never knows with me. She's like, I never know what's gonna come out of that child's mouth. I never know what she's gonna walk out of the room with on. I just never, I'm that kid.
Okay. And then after this is done, you can give it to your
Mila.
niece and then
Yes.
everybody's happy. Um,
Yes.
well, this is going to be like two super long episodes. So I want to get into it instead of our normal chitter chatter because
Hmm.
it's gonna take a while. I've got music cues. I've got things. I've got props that I went ahead and put on my head. Again, don't know how long it's
Yeah.
gonna last because it's already bugging me. But
We're getting more and more dramatic. I mean, last week we
I mean,
did a scene. Now we're in costume, and there's a whole soundtrack that goes with it. So we are elevating. You cannot say we are not fucking committed because we are.
we're committed. We
Yes.
are committed.
Hmm.
So here we go. Love is Blind, season 6, episode 12, part 1 of our recap. This episode is called Meet Me at the Altar. Um, Now, we open with Jimmy. Now, they are at this abandoned theme park. It's so funny. I did see somebody write on Matt and Jake's Sissy Squad Facebook group
Mhm.
that they were laughing so hard that they have lived their whole life in that town, Charlotte, North Carolina, and been to Carowinds many times and never realized until Matt and Jake said it that Caro is for Carolina. They were like, we don't know why it's called that. And they just
Even I got that.
yes.
And you know I can be real quick to the slow. I even picked up on that. Well, I saw someone was really pissy because they said, "We live here. We have season passes," and they shut it down for a show.
I
I was
know.
like,
It
"Ooh,
is
oh, that's awful."
empty. It seems like
Yeah.
they could have just shut off like one little part,
No.
shut the
Mm-mm.
whole thing down. That this guy, they're big budget over at Netflix. Big
They were
budget.
giving Jimmy lots of room to run and hide if he
He
needed
didn't.
to.
He
No,
didn't.
he didn't.
And I would also like to address as we get started with
Mm,
Chelsea and Jimmy, because we will never see them again after this, except for at the
mhm,
reunion, that I've gotten a lot of comments on the Instagram reels that,
mhm.
oh, you don't support women and da 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 da. And then, of course, lots of comments that are like mean towards Chelsea. Literally, we are not trying to be supportive of Chelsea. We're not trying to be
No,
mean to Chelsea. We're just
no.
recapping it as we see it.
Yeah, and there's nothing that we're saying that's not true. I don't even think we have focused on her looks other than the fact that she said she looked like Megan Fox. That's
Which,
it.
by the way, the entire world has focused on. Even they've gotten Brian Austin Green's
Yes,
take
they
on it,
do. Yeah,
which I was thinking,
yeah.
you saw that statement he made, and he was like, I mean, arguably, she is one of the most beautiful women in the world. So
Mhm.
I was like, what does your current wife think about you saying that about your ex-wife? Like, you
I
better,
have a feeling he was sleeping on the couch for the next 5 days.
yeah,
Yeah,
like, okay, just take it down a notch. Most
yeah,
beautiful woman in the world. Geez.
exactly.
So anyway, we're here for Chelsea. I've never liked Jimmy. So this is not like I'm pro Jimmy.
I just don't like Chelsea's personality. That's just plain and simple. I don't. She could be Megan Fox and behave the same way, and I wouldn't like her personality. It has nothing to
And
do with her
maybe
look.
and maybe Jimmy brings it out of her. Maybe with another
Perhaps.
guy, she wouldn't act this way at all,
I have a feeling she does.
but we don't know. All right.
Nope. Mm-mm.
All right, so we open with Jimmy, and he says, and I would like you to hear these words that he's saying
Yeah.
before the next thing he says. He says, "I have no doubt in my mind that you're my person, but are we gonna get married? Like, I haven't even got a grasp of where you're at that." And she
Right.
says, it's been intense. It's been a roller coaster of emotions. And, right now I could see us moving forward. Like, we have fun and we've dealt with so much crap. So I know we can handle conflict and hard times. I could see you being an amazing husband and a dad. And yesterday I was having an off day and I was a little tense, but so were you. Just
She
always,
always does
always.
that. She can never just take all the fault. It's like literally you're behaving like this, and that man is like a deer in headlights, hoping that you don't snap his neck with like your neck's high. Like, but she always does that. So are you.
You
So
did
are
it too. It's
you.
the both of
Yeah,
us.
right.
And she says, "But today I feel secure and confident in moving forward, and I feel it would be really good." And he says, "Every day you've done exactly what I would want in a wife. And I love you to death. And I want a relationship with you. And I want us to work so bad, but I don't want to go to the altar." And he says, "I can't." And she
No
looks,
one was expecting that.
I didn't know you had watched it before I watched it, and you were like, "Oh,
Yes.
get ready." I was like, "Don't tell me anything." When I
Mm,
tell you, I screamed through a remote, through my laptop,
yeah.
texted you immediately, what the hell
Yes.
just happened?
Yes. That because it was not set up for him to say that at all. Because he's like, "I
No.
love you. You're everything that I want." Blase, blase. And then he said that.
He said, "I can't." So she looks up at the sky and kinda tears up and goes, "Okay." And he says, "The other day in front of everyone and, like, 3 times since then, you keep saying, like, Amy and Johnny are the strongest couple." Okay, John, that's a stupid reason, Jimmy. That's
I
stupid.
think I think he's just trying to add on to his list, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? To make it like a longer list when it's actually like 3 things.
But he's like, I'm like, "Okay, that's not worth bringing up. That's not would my
Right.
husband be mad at me if I said, "So and so has got the best marriage. Their marriage is better than ours?" He'd be like, You don't know shit about what goes on in their house. He would not be offended. He'd be like, why do you think that? Really? You think they're so great? I mean, he would not be like offended, like, why aren't we the best couple?
Yeah, James would have been like, let me show you how strong we can be. So,
Oh my God. That was very hard to take you seriously with that thing on your head.
well, with the, I'm gonna wear this until like midnight tonight, right?
You're going to wear it until that 4-year-old rips it off your head.
And she will rip it off my head.
Yes.
Hair extensions coming out with it and everything. She will rip it.
So she says, I said that because we were going through some stuff and like, I thought we had, worked it out. But for you to sit here and tell me like, okay, so you're really set on this, right? Like you're set, you're like, you're not going. And he goes, so I guess she's like, literally, you're not going to get in the limo that's going to take you to the venue. And he
Right.
says, right. And she goes, why did you propose to me? I feel like you weren't even trying to get married. Like, I did not expect this right now. We're just picking out our songs and walking to the fucking reception. Are you kidding me? Like, why did you treat me like you did today? We had the best day. And why didn't you tell me then? Like, why'd you waste my time here just because you wanted to do this?
So this
think
is
he
not
wanted to go on
happen
that
very often. Yeah. He was like, I'm not going to mess up the opportunity to have a whole theme park to myself.
Right.
I'm going to suffer through it and then break her heart at the very end. And I
Yeah.
have to agree with her. It's like, why did you do all of this? Because this is leading on to something great. We're going to get married. We picked out our wedding song and
Yeah.
all of that part. That was brutal.
I agree with her. Like, why are we talking about picking out wedding songs when we're going to sit down and have this conversation? Like, it's a gut punch. It really is. And it's not, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Chelsea, but I'm really not a fan of Jimmy.
So I told you how producer James did something like that to me, right?
No.
Yes, he did. So the first time we were supposed to get married, we made plans. We're just going to do it real quick at the courthouse, which ironically, we still ended up getting married at the courthouse.
Yes.
And we had outfits picked out. We were going to have like this big after party and all of this on a Friday.
Okay.
On a Tuesday, I am at work talking to the school nurse, kind of checking my emails. And here comes an email from him saying, I just don't think I can do this anymore. I've already packed all of my stuff, all of Jackson's stuff, and moved it out of the house. Yes. So I am like, I can't even speak. I'm like, I gotta go, So I rush home and I'll be damned. He had moved all of his stuff out, all of his son's stuff out. He even took photos that were in frames of them and took them out. Yeah.
Wow. James.
And there was no argument. There was no fight. I had no idea that was
He just
happening.
literally got cold feet.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I sympathize a lot with Chelsea when there's just no fight. You have no clue that this person is going to say something like this. I get it. I really do. But look at us now.
James and I are going to talk later.
I want you to talk to him.
Because that's why he's overcompensating now.
You think?
He knows what he did.
Yes, he does.
So she was like, she basically is like, so you just wanted to come to the theme park, right? So he goes, the only opportunity is to tell you when I feel it. Okay. But he already had it planned. It didn't just pop in his mind just that minute.
No, but I would feel a lot in Jimmy's case, dealing with Chelsea, I would feel a lot more safe doing it at this theme park rather than in their apartment. I think she would have lost her freaking mind and started throwing shit at him if they had been in that small apartment.
True. All she has to throw at him are gold goblets and charcuterie.
Yeah, grapes and shit like that. Yeah.
So he says, you told me 2 weeks ago you thought I didn't love you. And I took a step back. And she goes, okay, so you were saying that you love me, but not enough. And he goes, I love you. I think the world of you. I was so optimistic and I was set out to find my person. And that led me to you. And that's the single greatest thing I've ever done. And before that damn argument, I was set. And then she goes, well, before that, you lied to me and then called me clingy. And before you did everything to me, and I've gone through the ringer for you. I'm walking on eggshells for you. I can't even tell you things that hurt my feelings because you get so upset.
When did that happen? When did he lie? What did he lie about?
Yeah,
I
what did
don't
he lie about?
I don't think he lied about anything.
I can't think of anything either. Did he
'Cause he
lie?
didn't do it's this is just like the scene where she said, "You didn't kiss me today," and
Right.
he kissed her twice.
He's like, "What? I already kissed you." By the way, who's
Ye
counting?
yeah.
Ugh. And also, if you want somebody to kiss you, go up and kiss them. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
That's a sidebar. So he was like, "What?" And she goes, "Like, you're so set on not going because of one argument? Like, it's blowing my mind."
They've
And he
had, like,
says,
20 minutes.
"There are so many arguments." And he goes,
Ye
"Well, you're condensing it down to one argument, but it's really 5 or 6 things that have hit home and really hurt my feelings." I really hate when he says that. "Really
that hurt
hurt
his
my
feelings.
feelings."
Well, he's been hanging out with Chelsea so much. You know, what's worse? You really hurt my feelings. That made me sad. They made me feel sad.
That made
That's
me
her favorite thing to
uncomfy.
say. Yeah.
Uncomfy. Yeah, don't forget that.
Oh.
So he says, "I told you in confidence about one of my friends that I had a prior relationship with, and you threw it in my fucking face. You disrespected her and you disrespected me." And then she starts to go, "Ah," and he goes, "I'm still talking."
Mhm.
And she goes, "No, I need to interfere with that." It's not the right.
It wasn't the right word. I don't
It's
like that
okay.
she did that to him or
Yeah.
yeah, she's being Chelsea is
Yes.
coming out.
Yes. And she goes, "No, I need to interfere with that because it made me uncomfortable because you guys text and you call all day and you told me in confidence to protect your reputation, but it made me feel a certain type of way. So that's unfair of you." And he
Well, she's
goes,
right. She has a point.
"She can have feelings about it, but he
Yes.
specifically said, 'Don't say it on camera,'" and she did.
And she did and you know what? She's has a legit reason to feel uncomfortable. She
I
knows that
agree.
they're friends, they had sex together, and then they talk and text
All day.
every day.
Yeah.
No. This is Wakanda, we don't do that here. No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm,
Mhm.
mm-mm. That's not okay.
So he says, "Well, that was less recent," meaning whenever he slept with his friend. I think it was
Right.
years ago, and I think they
I
got
think so
drunk and they
too.
completely forgotten about it. He says, "That was less recent than your ex-boyfriend that you still hang out with. Like the first night we got our phones back when we were engaged, you FaceTime him." And she goes, "I do not text and call him all the time. No, I don't. That's totally different." And
But
he
why
said,
did you FaceTime him as soon as you were able to make a call?
"That's weird.
Why was he on your mind anyway?
Why is he on your phone list to call when you get engaged?"
Yeah, I don't get that at
I don't
all.
get that
That
either.
would have
And that
pissed
would have
me
been a
off.
good piece of information to know.
True.
Yeah. So he says, "You continue to spur things out." It's wrong word. "You continue to spur things out that I'm embarrassed of." And she goes, "Okay, I apologize for bringing it up on camera when you asked me to protect your reputation, but those are my feelings." And he goes, "It's not my reputation. I don't care
Right.
about that. It's hers that I care about. And that's messed up for any future guy that she has anything with." Chelsea goes, "I'm sorry you guys had a secret love triangle."
It wasn't a triangle. It just
No, there's no
was,
triangle.
"Oh,
So,
here's my I'm here for the cake
yes,
glass for this special occasion.
yes. And he goes,
Cheers."
and he says, "Exactly. That makes me reluctant to tell you things, and that's a
Yeah.
problem." And she goes, "So that's what else? You just keep bringing it up and you just keep going and going. And so what else have I done that you can't see yourself marrying me for?" And he goes, "Well, that night was such a big step back, and I can't fathom marrying you after that, but I tried." And she goes, "I think it's an excuse." And then she goes into, "You called me clingy. You said I was pushing the sex on you." And he was like, I, and he
No.
did never say you're pushing sex on me. What he
N
said was that particular night was
That's
too
right.
much.
Yes.
And he goes, "When did I ever say that?" She goes, "Same night you called me clingy." And he goes, "Look, you got drunk and said, 'I don't want to be here.'" And she goes, "Okay, so you're throwing in the towel with one issue. Marriage is hard." And he says, "It's not one issue, but you broke my trust." And she goes, "You broke my trust." And he goes,
With
"Okay,
what?
with what? We don't know. There's something there. We don't know." And he says, "I didn't tell the world your deepest, darkest secrets." And she goes, "Your deepest, darkest secret is fucking your friend?"
I know. She was
That was
right about
bad.
this one
That
too.
was
Yeah.
bad. And he says, "Okay, continue to throw it in my face and continue to remind me while I'm making the right decision." And I was like, that's as
Run, Jimmy,
but I think
run.
that's as mad as he gets. Earlier when he said, like, "I'm not done talking," and right here when he says, "Continue to throw it in my face and show me that I'm making the right decision." I think those are, like, the meanest things he's ever said. Like, that's him really taking a stand.
I have a feeling that he wasn't breaking up with her though.
He thought they're gonna keep dating.
Yeah, I think do you think they're still dating?
I don't know. He seems to be very, like, defensive of her on, Instagram and stuff when he's out there, like, commenting. He seems to be, taking up for her.
Yeah,
Um,
because he's
she
scared of her.
Yeah, and she cries and says, "I was so hopeful." And then she walks off and cries at the empty theme park, and he sits at the empty theme park drinking Chardonnay out of a gold goblet. I have to think that those gold goblets, when you drink out of them, it just gotta have, like, a metallic taste.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to drink out of a gold anything all the time.
Not all the
Just I
time.
don't think I would like the feeling on, like, kinda when your tongue kinda touches the glass a little bit. I
Yeah,
don't think I would like the feeling of it, but they
I
don't
agree.
have a choice here.
I agree. Okay, here comes what's gonna make Keisha so nervous one day until the weddings.
Yeah, I don't ooh,
You don't
just
like that.
does something to me every because it's so quick. They have
It's
only known each other 4 weeks.
it's very quick. It's
4
very quick.
weeks.
So, bachelorette party time, whoop, whoop. So, the
Mhm.
girls are chair dancing and having a great time, and AD does this nonstop.
She's got, like, a thick tongue.
She's got
It's
a big, long
kinda
tongue, and
long.
she likes to show it.
Yeah, and I wonder why she likes to show it so much.
Well, she even did that in the pods, remember? She's like, "Ah, ah," like she's into showing it,
She she sexualizes herself.
and that's fine. She could
Yeah,
sexualize herself. Yeah.
but she totally she knows what attributes that she has that are, like, banging,
Yes.
and she most definitely wants everyone to know that.
I cannot say that maybe I would be any different. I don't know. I've never had a banging body like that, and even
Me
when I
either.
was, like, in high school and, like, skinny and did have a banging body, I still didn't have any confidence. So,
Mm.
maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I would love to have her body, but I'm just not willing to go to the gym.
I'm not
Not
willing to
doing
work
it.
for it and count my
Mm-mm.
ca
No, no
nope,
way.
nope.
Sorry.
So, she's sticking out her tongue, they're having a good time, and AD and Amy talk, and AD says, "Not us getting married."
Yeah. She says it the most out of anyone. I think I put that on one of your posts. I'm like, "Not us."
Is it do you think she says it more or we just Jess says it more, but we don't see Jess as much?
Yeah, yes, most definitely. But you know what I'm looking forward to never having to hear again? Can you guess what
Not
it is?
us, not
No.
us.
Mm-mm.
What?
I can take Let's
"I'm gonna
go.
rock with you. I'm gonna rock with you. Let's go."
Let's go. Like all the guys have said, "Let's go." Yeah. That is like the anthem this season. Let's
It's
go. And then they always do like some kind of strong arm thing. Let's go.
I'll be glad if I never hear "I love you with my whole heart" or 100% ever again.
I'm just gonna go around every time I see James Gonna say, I love you with half my heart.
I remember what you did, and I just told it on the podcast, and now it's fresh in my mind.
He's gonna go, Keisha. I'm like, what? It's my story to tell.
It's my feelings.
It's true. It's my feelings.
It's my
I
feelings.
still married you.
I'm gonna
Look
rock
how
with
what
you.
I'm gonna rock with you. I
Mm,
believe it you. I believe in you. I'm with you 100%. I got you. I got you,
I
James.
got you.
Yes.
So, AD and Amy talk, and AD that's when AD goes, "Not us getting married." Amy says Johnny is terrified of having kids, and she's not on birth control, and AD's like, "You're not having sex?" And she goes, "I mean, we're having a great time, like, we're having fun, we're being careful." And so AD says, "You're buying the car without the test drive?" Now, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think they are, like, doing it with a condom and pulling out? Like, what do you think they're doing? That's
So
gross, I'm sorry, but
I wait wait. Is someone recording this?
I'm
Did you
sorry.
just say
I know.
pulling out?
I'm sorry.
Gosh,
That was
wow.
gross. I
I
apologize.
respect you
I'm
more now
sorry.
than ever.
Well,
Yes, I believe that is what they are doing. They
okay,
have to be.
because
That
she's like, "We're having fun, we're just being careful."
I think they're doing what you said. And last night I was thinking that I said, but there's no way Mary Payne is going to let me say pulling out on the show, and I'll be damned. She said it. She
There
said it.
he's got 4 condoms on and he's pulling out. Yeah, sounds
There's
great.
no way that they're not having sex.
Yeah.
It's overly protected sex, but they have to be having sex. There's just
Hope we
No.
get to the bottom of this at the reunion. So AD says, "So you're buying the car without a test drive." And they're talking head. AD's has some drinks, and she's like, "Ain't no way." She says, "That girl is too spicy. She's fucking that man.
She
Like,
is
I'm
fucking
not
that
about to
man.
buy a car without a test drive. Good for her. Well, she's fucking that man."
She is fucking that man because if you look on Amy's Instagram and you just kind of look and look and look, she's a hot mama.
Yeah.
There's no way has not been on that thing.
Okay.
She's
All
been
right.
on it.
All right. So, Amy's like, I'm 98% sure Johnny's going to
Mm.
say yes. Like, there's a little 2% of me that thinks that maybe he'll just get cold feet or whatever. But AD never says what her percentage is.
Because it would be like 45%.
I bet she's at 65%.
You think?
Yeah, I think she definitely is not all the way to 98%. I definitely think she's more than halfway over thinking he's going to see me in this dress and be like, "Whoa." That didn't happen.
I don't know. I don't know.
Spoiler alert. Okay.
Oh.
All right, so now we go to the bachelor party for Johnny and Clay. They get these groomed to be sweatshirts, with no man in the world is going to wear that fucking sweatshirt. So I don't care if
that
it's free. They're not going to wear that.
that was the most boring bachelor party
It
I've
was.
ever seen in my life.
It
I'm
was.
like, where are the booty popping strippers at? Why are
Nothing.
we not taking tequila shots off of a girl's ass? Like, what is going on here? Like, this is like Revenge of the Nerds kind of bachelor party.
Yeah, I mean,
Clay
they're
came with a sweater on. Like,
like Mr.
what?
Rogers. Yes, he looks like Mr. Rogers. Yeah. Yeah.
I yeah, it was
Yeah.
quite boring.
They play cornhole and
They
they
play cornhole.
and they have like a fire pit, and the one of the Joshes never takes his sunglasses off, and
Mm-mm.
they have a bar with no bartender.
No, they had a bartender when they
But at
first
the
came up,
Yeah, but at the
and
end,
they
they
didn't.
didn't have one. They were
She
like
said, "This shit is way too boring. I just rather go home and just I'm good."
like,
Like that just was so odd to me.
the whole thing was yeah. So Clay says to the group, here's where he starts, and then somebody has to cut him off because he starts and he can't stop. He's like a wind up, like you gotta like
Yes, it
wind him
does.
down. We're in a good space, like the sex is good and like chemistry is good, and like her coming into my space has been great. It's been like best friend vibes, and we love each other, and like she sees me who I am for as a person, and like she validates me, and like she goes to bat for that, and like she fights for me, and I'm a lot to deal with, and I'll go to war with AD because like she's willing to go to war for me, and I could tell she truly loves me. I just want to be the best father and the best husband, and like she deserves the best. And
It's
all the
just
friends were like, What the hell? What the
and the
hell?"
eyes got crazier and crazier, glossier and glossier with every word that he spoke.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
like, someone please send help because he is. We just have seen this so many times.
He just once he starts, you're like, "Uh-oh, I have time to go to the bathroom. Clay's talking."
Yes, you do, because
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
gonna still be talking when you get back.
Oh,
And
so
30 minutes after.
God. So Johnny and Clay talk like they're together and they're like, "It's wild. Like, it's the two of us. Like, this is what it's meant
Mm.
to be. Cheers to us." And they're both like, "We changed a lot through this process and dove in, gave it our all." And Clay says, "Yeah, I could definitely see myself married to her." And they do cheers to AD and Amy. And this whole time, Clay is just like, "I'm rocking with you. You got my back. Everything's great. I'm gonna be the best husband. I'm gonna be the best father. Everything's great."
Mm-mm. I just think it's like nervous talking.
Well, yeah, he never stops nervous talking. Never.
It's a lot.
So now,
Even when he's talking, if you look at his friends, they're like, we ain't buying this shit.
no,
We ain't. That's probably why they didn't have any strippers because he would have cheated that night.
it's a really good point.
Mhm.
It's dark.
Yeah.
So now it's AD and Clay's wedding day. This place that they have is gorgeous. It's a beautiful venue, and the bride section and the groom section, all that is just perfection. I don't
I
know what
didn't like
they
it.
didn't tell
I
us what
didn't
it was
like it
called.
at all.
Why? It was too like country for
I,
you?
yes, I was going to ask you, do they not get a choice in a venue that
Oh
they go
no,
to? Everyone, okay,
no.
yes, that totally would not have been on my list of venues. I'm in Texas, so those places like that are everywhere,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm kind of a little bit more. Can we have it at the Ritz-Carlton? Like, I'm a little bit more glamour.
Well, I'm a little more of an inside girl. So
Oh, most definitely,
I'm
we're
not
not
gonna be
getting married
outside
outside.
sweating. No, 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 no,
No, no, no, no, no, no, no, no, no, no,
no. I'm
no,
not gonna be
not at
outside
all.
sweating.
No,
No.
no way.
So if it's like anywhere between May and October in
Mhm.
Charlotte, North Carolina, my wedding's inside. Yeah.
My wedding's inside no matter what the season is. It's where
Yeah.
I no flies. My allergies will be through the roof. No, inside.
The
Yeah,
sun is beating down on you. No,
not
no.
doing it. Mm-mm.
So she arrives at the bridal suite, and I do love it. I think it's gorgeous. And she says she's the first of 7 siblings to get married.
Yeah.
We only meet 2 sisters. And then her
No, I think
brothers were
there's
supposed to
some
walk her
other
down the aisle, but we never see any
they
brothers.
You know why?
Why?
Because they probably didn't get the PTO approved because it's such a short period of time.
Yeah.
It's but I think there was more sisters in there because there's some younger girls who look like them.
Yeah.
And I was assuming that those were 2 additional sisters.
Yeah, I didn't know if those were additional sisters or they were more nieces that just weren't flower girls because they were too old,
Well,
you know?
I don't know, maybe because they looked alike. There
Okay.
was a strong family resemblance there.
So she says she's one of the first of the 7 to get married, and she sees a beautiful life with Clay. They're just a perfect fit together. And she has shown him the kind of wife and the woman she could be. And she thinks her confidence in their relationship helped the process. We get a flashback of all their conversations, like who has
Yes.
time? We can't even discuss. It's blah blah blah.
Yes.
Um, and then her family comes to the room, and she's like, and
That's the AD squill.
only dogs and dolphins can hear this. Like, what? I was like,
Yes.
"Oh, turn it down on the computer." Oh, Lord, my
Yeah,
ears.
yeah.
Wow.
It's the AD squill.
It just hurt my voice just to do it, and she does it constantly. Between that and
Yes,
the,
she does.
you know.
Yeah.
Um, so, oh, look, if anybody ever
Thumbs
wants to know what it
up.
looks like, there it is.
There it
Maybe if
is.
I in a minute, if I do this, the balloons will come up. So
There they go.
there they go. If anybody wants to know what they look like, we did it. We did it at minute 32 and 42 seconds. I'm going to make a
It's to
note.
celebrate. It's to celebrate.
Just to
It's
celebrate
wedding
the wedding.
day.
Can't make the fireworks do. That just happens sometimes. Okay, so her cute mother, Jacqueline, arrives and tells her that she met Clay's mom. And they talk about how
Mhm.
amazing Margarita is. She's so great. They're like, she's solid. She's
Right.
exactly what she would want for a mother in law. Mom cries. Mom gives AD this jade necklace from the grandma that AD is like, I'm not wearing that, but thanks. She puts it in her pocket for something old, something new, something borrowed,
Yes,
something
yeah.
blue.
Mhm.
Now Clay arrives at the venue. He's so glad to be there. AD's rocking with him. He's ready for the big decision. She's his best friend. They can ride together forever. Beauty will fade, but you got to find somebody that can ride with you. And he just talks.
Riding and rocking. It's like a boat trip. Riding and rocking. I'm like, that is like part of his regular vocabulary is
Yeah,
riding
I'm
and
gonna ride with
rocking.
you. I got you.
I'm gonna rock
Um,
with you.
so his friends and his brothers arrive. We see brothers Nate and Langston and the 2 Joshes. I don't know which
Ooh,
is which, but these
ooh,
are all some handsome guys.
Langston. Oh my God.
Cute. They're all
Ooh,
cute.
he's real cute.
So Clay talks with the groomsman and he's like, he's never been that guy to like be in a relationship, but now he is. And his brother is like, yeah, like I've seen you opening up and being more transparent. And the buddy's like, you gotta look. This is obviously like a track buddy, because he goes, you gotta look at it this way. Marriage is a 2-man relay. Like you
Mhm.
got to think of it that way. It's teamwork. Like you may be stronger on the front, she may be stronger on the back. Like, but you got to hand it off. You got to. And he was like, that sunk into Clay. He's like, a track reference. I got it. I got it.
Whenever Clay's talking, none of the guys seem very confident in what Clay's saying.
No.
If you just look at they're kind of like, oh, okay.
They're like, we've heard him talk in a circle before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is not this. I don't know how this is gonna go today. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. So let's see. Okay. He says AD validates him and makes him feel like the best version of himself. And he feels like he's in the final, taking a big test, and he's ready to ace the test. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm
So
surprised they don't wear T-shirts that say "Let's go."
that'd be better than
I
groom to
really,
be. Yeah.
yeah, yes, I agree.
So Clay's dad, Trevor, arrives.
Looking pretty spiffy. He's
Yeah.
looking better than the groom. I like his tux a lot. I feel like that's what his son
Yeah.
should have been wearing.
Yeah. And he has on his like fraternity pin.
Mm-hmm,
Did you see that?
mm-hmm.
So he tells Clay, remember that time before you were really into track and field and I took you out and one day we went out and you beat me so bad you took it to another level. Now Clay is one of these people I've now realized that says words when you say them and mouths them as you're saying them. You know,
Yes.
people that do that, like you're talking and their
Yes.
mouth is also moving like they're saying what you're saying back to you.
Yes. Mm-hmm. He is one of those.
Because when his dad is like, and you took it to another level, he's like, another level. And dad says, track was always my thing. You know, I was high school All-American, college
Mm.
All-American, United States Olympic teams. I came as close as the Milrose Games, which, by the way, I looked up the Milrose
What
Games
the
because
hell
I'm
is
like,
that?
it's some sort of track spectacular that's held in New York every year. I don't know why
You
that would be any better than the United States Olympic team.
all I know is that Trevor, whenever he meets a person, he tells them the same exact thing. That he
Yeah, he
made all
does.
he's like
Yes.
my dad still living his college days. Like if you meet my dad, he's gonna tell you, yeah, I almost went pro. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I was that guy. I could have made a bid. It's like, oh my God, we have all heard this story. I'm almost 45. Everyone's heard it 45 times. Like it's just part of their spiel. They
I know.
cannot let go of those golden days. They
But
just can't do it.
also, it's also he does
It
say, "I was living vicariously through you." So obviously dad was a track star and wanted at least
yes.
one of his kids to also be a track star. But
Yeah. And he got it.
he gotta remind Clay, don't forget all American, all American, all American. Like, don't forget, just because you were, I was too, you know?
And why does this have why is this the pre-wedding speech that
I
he's
don't know.
giving to his son?
He wanted the world to know that he was all American
That's
in high
it
school
right
and
there.
college.
Yes, he's like, this may be the only time I'm able to let the world know.
I'm
All of
looking
the Netflix. I
uh,
need everyone to know
I'm looking for
this
a
is me.
future lady.
Yeah,
So and then he says
ladies.
he's very proud. And the whole time he's talking, Clay is maniacally nodding. Yep, 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 all American, yep, track, right,
Yep.
stars, yep, Milrose,
Hmm.
yep, yep, yep.
Yep.
And he says it's every father's dream to have kids that are successful. And I got to tell you this, a lot of what I was sharing with you guys, I didn't get from my father because he wasn't present. He was doing his own thing. And my mom always told me, treat your wife well and be good to your kids. Now, she didn't have to tell me to be good to my kids because that came natural.
Well,
What
she
about
needed to tell you like 1,000 more times to be good to your wife because you
what about you?
totally missed that part
What
of the
about that
speech.
wife part? Yeah, what about that wife part? You
Yeah.
missed it.
Mhm.
You missed it.
That was not as important as the kids, but, okay.
But you know, he says, you know, when it comes to right and wrong, it doesn't matter if everybody else is in your ear telling you do this, do that. You got to trust yourself. Like when I was out there banging those hoes,
I
it
just
didn't
trusted
matter.
myself.
I
Yeah,
trusted
I was
myself.
trusting myself. Yeah,
I said, this
that's
is
all. Yeah,
right. I should take
yeah.
my kid with me on this bang trip. Yeah.
Trust myself. Yeah. Mhm.
So Clay in his talking head says, that's the most words my dad has ever said to me in my whole life.
That is insane.
Yeah. Like they've never
And
had a
that says he was
conversation.
not a good dad.
No. Well, he
Uh-uh.
wasn't a good dad, but he's taking his little kid on a bank trip and be like, "Oh, I'm taking the kids to go fishing," and then he's taking his kid out to bank a mistress. Like that's awful. Oh, stop
Well,
doing that. Okay.
so okay. So it could be that like he was a superstar rock star dad, never missed a game, was home for dinner every night, was very invested in his kids, but he cheated. But that is not the case.
It doesn't seem
He
like, yeah.
he didn't do he was not a stellar dad and he took his kid. Why did he take the kid? Did he take all the kids or was it just
I wonder.
Clay?
I wonder if he's like, "Oh, Clay's got this tournament, this
Right.
track meet, and it's 2 towns over,
Uh-huh.
so I'll take him." But then he would
Mhm.
get with some woman while he was there with Clay. Maybe he made Clay go sit in the lobby of the Days Inn and he like banged a woman. I don't know. It's terrible. It's terrible.
It
It's
really
really sad.
and Clay was old enough to be able to remember this.
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't like he was 2.
And we don't know what the range of the kids is, and
No.
if he did the same thing with the other brothers, or
Right.
Clay was the oldest, or Clay was the youngest, or Clay was the only one that had, like, a career, or, I don't know.
I don't know.
Um, And he says, my dad was married to my mom for 25 years, and he used to take me with him when he cheated on my mom. And my mom never knew that. And I want to know, like, were you in love the whole time? Because I've seen him from a different perspective. And there's a gray area when it comes to marriage. And I'm just so big on that gray area. And I don't hear many men articulate about that gray area. My dad's a suave guy. I always looked up to him and I took on a lot of his pros, but I've taken on a lot of his cons as well. And it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to look in the mirror and realize I'm causing a lot of problems and stress in my life. And then he says, I believe being married will be great for me. And people say, don't let your past dictate your future. But I am a lot like my dad.
If someone doesn't immediately sign this boy up for therapy,
I mean, why? Why didn't he
he
come
needs
off
it.
of Dominican Republic and go directly to a therapist?
Straight to a I mean, people seem to forget you can have a therapy appointment at home.
Online.
You don't even have some people, it's still in their head that you have to go and sit in an office, and they don't like that. It's like, no, you can do it from the comfort of, just like we're talking right now. This could have been a therapy appointment. Sometimes
I
it
mean,
is for me. Some
sometimes,
days when we record, it's just like
sometimes it
that
is.
was therapeutic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he tells his dad, he feels good. He's at peace. He's grown a lot in this process, and so many things are going through his head. Now, dad says, you think you're beaten? You are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you'd like to win, but you think you can't, it's almost a cinch you won't. If you think you lose, you've lost. If you think you're outclassed, you are. Got to think high. It's all a state of mind. If you want to win that prize, it comes down to life. It doesn't always go to the faster or the stronger man, but the one who wins is the one who thinks he can. You just believe in who you are. It's a thing called life, man. You stay true to yourself.
Now we know where Clay gets it from. Just goes off.
Is dad a life coach or what's happening?
This is not, he should have had his mom do the pre-wedding speech, because this is not it at all.
Are we talking about running the 400 or are we talking about marriage? Like, what are we talking about here?
I don't know. I don't know. He probably doesn't know. He has physically ran through so many women. He probably sees women and running track as one and the same.
It made no sense. I was like, are you giving him a pep talk because he's about to run in the Olympics or about to go get married? Like, what's happening?
Yeah,
Wild.
Trevor, I don't think Trevor was the dad of the year.
No,
Well, he certainly isn't today.
not
Not on
today,
this.
but for Clay to say that's the most my dad's ever talked to me in my life, it's probably why Clay was like going, yep, Milrose, yep,
Yeah.
listen, run, yep, win.
And he said
Yep,
he was surprised that he came. That he was like, I didn't think you were gonna make it.
wow.
I don't know.
So dad leaves and is like, I love you, man. I love you, dad, whatever. Clay goes behind the bar and Clay looks at the camera when he goes behind the bar, like, what the fuck just happened? Like, he looks at the
Yeah.
cameraman like, did anybody just witness that? Like, who was that guy?
Yeah, we didn't get it either. At this moment, Clay, we really all felt you. But at the same time, Clay, this is how we all feel when you go off on a rant.
True.
You got to experience what we've had to experience numerous times.
That's true. That's true. So, AD, back in the bridal suite, she comes out in her dress. She looks incredible. So she's wearing this necklace that Clay gave her. Now, I noticed this when they were in the DR that she had on a single strand necklace and he had on a double strand.
Yes, I remember that.
It's some kind of a chain. I can't tell if it's got like little diamonds in it or what, but it's
Yeah.
cute that it's matching. Um,
And I will
and
say, one thing about her dress is she could totally wear it again somewhere, because it does not just scream wedding dress.
I don't know. I mean, you mean like if she cut it off short, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
like
think,
that. It
yeah,
has a strange dress.
I think because of the buttons down the back being covered buttons, I think it does scream wedding dress.
That does say wedding, but the front, you could totally go to like a gala with that on.
Yeah, I wonder if she put on like a little half thing over the top that was like sparkly, like black or
Maybe.
something. It would look totally different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's not going to wear it again because it's got bad memories. So, she looks amazing. She's wearing the
What do you mean
necklace.
bad memories? What are you talking about?
Well,
What?
you'll find out. It's coming up. And mom says, he absolutely will say, I do. We're family. We're here. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your moment. And she says, we both come from divorced parents, and it's rare that you find somebody who will fight for you and with you. And I think it's worth it. And she cries.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We've yet to see Clay fight for AD, except for that one time in the pod, he lost his fucking mind when he found out she'd been talking to Matt. He's
Because
not been fighting. She's been doing all the fighting.
and not because it was another guy, because it was
Is
Matt.
it was Matt.
And he's so
Oh,
yeah.
that frosted his cookies that day. Oh, he was big mad. He was astonished, like in disbelief. Matt, like at first he didn't even know who she was talking about.
He was like,
He had to
"That
think
guy?"
first. He goes, "Wait, Matt." Yeah.
I wonder if Matt's coming to the reunion.
I hope he is because he's so handsome, so
Um,
cute.
I don't see it. So, we see the people entering the wedding. I mean, I just like the whole assuming the weather was fine, which it doesn't seem to be. They seem to be sweating their asses off. We s
Yes, they are, and fans are out and everything.
Yeah,
I
we see the
can't.
musicians, we see the flowers and everything. So Clay walks with his mom, Margarita, into the venue, and she tells him she's proud of him and whatever decision he makes, she supports him completely. She says, "Just yield into your feelings." Now, yield means to slow down. It
She had
doesn't
a feeling. She's got feelings that
it doesn't mean I think she's trying to say lean into your feelings, like embrace your feelings. But she's
or
saying
it could
yield
be
to your feelings.
slow your ass down. You've only known this girl for 4 weeks.
Maybe.
But like me, I say a lot of words that are wrong. And we've
Mhm.
seen this a lot of wrong. Just in this episode that we've talked about, we've heard people using wrong words. So you're
Yeah, it
probably right.
gets
She meant lean
it
into it.
yeah, it gets worse.
Yeah.
There's lots of more wrong words to come. Um, she says, "Yield into your feelings," which she meant to say, "Lean into your feelings." She says, "You're amazing. When you see her, you're gonna be emotional. You should just
Yeah.
embrace it. Like,
Mhm.
embrace that feeling."
Right.
So, then we see, okay. Gonna wait. Oh, wait. So Ma okay, that is Margarita. Okay. So sorry. Then we see Margarita and Sister Taylor and her drink. Now, this is something to notice. Not only does Sister Taylor have little diamonds beneath her eyes, but she never is without a drink.
And we also noticed that she has a hot pink clip in her hair.
Oh, I didn't notice that. I was too busy trying to figure out what about those like diamonds stuck under her eyes.
So it's so weird because when we first meet Taylor, she's like true rock and roll. We totally get it. She's edgy.
She's
She looked
edgy.
a hot goddamn mess at this wedding.
It was hot. She was drinking.
Like she had on the straps all the way up to the knee
Yes.
shoes, the hot pink clip. I'm like, is she getting ready for a fight? Like what is
Well,
going on?
I think she had the clip in because it was so freaking hot. And she was like, "My hair was down, it looked good, but now I'm gonna have to put it up."
That's what I'm hoping that it was. I mean,
Yeah.
well, why did it have to be hot pink?
That's all she had in her car. It was in the console of her car. She pulled it out real quick. That's
I
all
would
she
have
had.
been drinking out there too.
She's
Hot,
never
you don't know what the fuck's about to go on, what's going to break out. Like, what is my brother going to say?
Yeah. You
It's a
just
lot
don't
of
see I'm
pressure.
just saying don't really see a lot of people with drinks, but she's never without her drink, and that's fine. Taylor, you do you.
You get your
So,
sip on, girl.
he says he's nervous, and everybody's like, "Hey, Clay looks great," and then he goes, "Like a husband? Like a husband?" And they all say, "Yeah," and he's like, "Why is he doing that? Why is
Because
he
he's
doing that?"
weird. He's weird.
He's giving
And
no hints.
I didn't like his tux at all.
I don't recall it in any way, shape, or form.
There you go. It was, he looked like he was going to audition to take Will Smith's place in Men in Black to me.
Well, I like
That
that. I like a plain tux. I like that. I like that
I
Will
got
Smith Men in Black look.
I would for Clay, because he's kind of can be a little bit flashy.
Yeah.
I was surprised by this.
You thought
But
he should
after
have a
the
tux more
ending,
like his dad's.
yeah, but after
Yeah.
the ending that we saw, it makes sense.
All right. So the flower girls come down, the bridesmaids and the groomsmen come down. It all looks really lovely. It's a lovely wedding.
Mhm.
And then again, we don't see AD's brothers who were going to walk her down the aisle. So
No, we don't. No, I want, maybe we'll find out at the reunion what happened there.
maybe they were like, "We don't approve of this and we're not doing it."
Yeah.
So AD comes down. She looks incredible.
Hmm.
I mean, there's no denying it. And he looks
Hmm.
really good too. He's a very handsome guy. I would like him to trim up that scruff a little bit. You know how I feel about that.
That's
But
just the style now.
I know it is. Um, now, Clay's mom, Margarita, says to AD's mom, Jacqueline, like, it's okay. It's okay. You've worked for this. Like, you're fine. It's okay. These two women, I hope they're best friends after this for sure.
I think the whole point of the entire season of this show was for their friendship.
Yeah. Because they seem to
Yeah,
really get each other.
they do.
And then she does like the, I got you and the, the heart
I've
thing.
never seen so many adults in my life do this heart thing. Ah, that.
I can't believe that just
I
worked.
love
I
it.
was hoping it would work. It did. You guys, if you're not on video, then I did the heart and it happened. I can't believe it. You guys, thank you, Apple computers. This is really making my whole day.
We're easily excited. You can tell we're women over 40 by how excited we just got that those hearts came out.
We're like, look at technology.
God, wow.
So she comes up the aisle and he's like, you okay? Are you okay? She was like, "Yes, hi."
Her
He
flirty
says,
voice.
and he's like, you look good. You look great. Dang, look at you. All right,
Mhm,
buddy. You look good.
mhm.
And so they're smiling. Everything seems great. And he says to her, I was resistant to proposing sight unseen, but I saw you and I thought I could work with that.
Yeah.
And then that's when she's like, tongue out.
Which was totally not the right time to do any of that.
She continues to do it throughout. They're talking
She
like they're not
does.
at a wedding. They're talking like they're in
At
their apartment.
all. Yes, they are. I'm like, a little bit of class. Let's just pretend we have a little bit of class. And that came from me, of all people. I said that.
Which you're at a wedding. Get serious.
Yeah.
Um,
At
and
your own wedding.
at your own wedding.
Yeah.
Maybe they were drinking backstage too. And he says, I became a better man dealing with you. And I want to thank you for your
Here we
patience. And I'm a
go.
lot to handle. I'm a lot to deal with. And for your patience, like you're just being adaptable with me. No, it's not the
No,
right word. You
no.
say you're able to adapt with me. You're not
Yes.
adaptable with me, Clay.
Because he should have just stuck with because you've been rocking with me.
You've been rocking with me.
Yeah.
And he says, you navigate through the turbulence. And I always said, the reason I love you is the fact that whenever we have an issue, we're able to come back the next day and we can talk about it and we get to another point. And like, it's a real relationship and it's been an expedited process, but you and I have been authentic and we have those real uncomfortable conversations. I'm so happy we're here. The mental fortitude we had to go through. We're a fantastic team. I got to give you a shout out for just looking out for me and being real. Like, this is crazy. I was like, oh my God, quit talking.
The minister
talking.
was just holding the Bible like, do you even really need me here or you got it? You got it? Like, are you gonna do this? Because he just goes
Never
on and
stopped.
on and on. Can you imagine you're trying to rent an Airbnb from him
Yes.
or a jet ski from him? Like, imagine all the things he's gonna read the whole manual to you.
You're like, I just want to get on this jet ski. Show me where the go button
That's
and the
it.
stop button is. I
And
don't
give me
need.
my life jacket and I'm good. I'm good. I
Oh,
really
it's
am.
so funny.
I'm good. Bless his heart.
So funny. But they're smiling and laughing and everything's
Yeah.
fine. And she says, Clay, since we connected in the pods, my life has never been the same. You're a safe space for me. You're home for me. We speak the same language. We love the same things. And he's going, yep, yep. Language, love, yep. You're beautiful. You're intelligent. I love how raw you are. I love how authentic you are, how personable and fun you are. And I love that we can like,
Yeah.
every minute of the day. What are you
You
doing?
you could have expressed that without doing any of that gyrating.
And the tongue out and the,
Oh man, yeah.
when I was like, girl, she goes,
In front of the preacher.
yes. And everybody in the audience is like,
This is uncomfortable,
Taylor's like,
but
fill up my
okay.
cup.
Yeah.
I think you're a powerful man and I see things in you that maybe you don't see. And those are things I want to continue to nourish for you because I trust you and I
Mhm.
appreciate the man that you are. And I appreciate the fact now I'm Clay. And I
Mhm.
appreciate the fact that we've gotten this far because, you know,
Oh
what are you doing?
boy.
Girl, what are you doing?
You know, the more that I think about it, Clay really found a life coach in AD because that's really what she's been for him. Is a life
Yes.
coach to get
Yes.
him through daily life because
He's used to his
Don't know
dad
how.
trying to talk him through his bowl of cereal. Like, you can, if you're in it, you can win it. You eat that cereal. There's a one winner and there's one loser. You believe it. You can do it. You're like, oh
You
my
may be
God.
on the cover of the Wheaties box one day when you grow up. Yeah,
Right.
just
Right.
yeah. Mhm.
And she says, we put in the work and that's why we're here. And I am so proud of you. I will always be your biggest fan and your biggest cheerleader. I was literally expecting her to like do a herky. And she said
She
cheerleader, be
might as
like,
well.
yeah.
It would have went right along with all the other shit she was doing.
And then Keisha, we get to the
Mhm.
vows. And
Mhm.
that's the end of part 1 of this recap.
Yes.
Everybody, stay tuned for part 2. It'll be right here in your feed. If you're watching it on YouTube, it'll be right there. It'll say part 1, it'll say part 2, but we're going to end part 1 right here. And I'll see you at part 2 when we get the vows. Dun, dun, dun.